Hey guys, welcome to my very first video for Project Life 2013. I started doing Project Life in the beginning of 2012 and continued it throughout the year, and I'm about a month behind from 2012, but I will work on those layouts when I have time. I'm moving on to 2013 to try to not get behind this year. So throughout the year, I have learned a lot of things about this process and thought that I would try to share some of what I've learned and some of my processes with you. A couple of my friends over the past months have started Project Life, and a lot of them are asking the same sort of questions that I had when I started. How do I keep track of all this? How do I make decisions about what to include? How is this different from my regular scrapbooking? And I guess the most important question for everyone to ask themselves and to answer before embarking on this project would be, why am I doing this? So basically, you guys know what Project Life is. It's an easier, simpler, I guess, way of documenting our memories, and it's more focused on those everyday memories than those big events. We capture those big events, birthdays, Christmases, those sort of things in our regular scrapbooks, but this more focuses on, what did I eat for dinner on Tuesday, or what funny thing did my kids say today? And so Becky Higgins developed this system to sort of simplify the way that we document our memories and to also capture those little things that we do throughout the year that doesn't really take up a full 12 by 12 or 8.5 by 11 page that you would put in your scrapbook. Like if you go to the movies, you keep the ticket stubs. What do you do with them? Where do they go? Project Life gives you a place to put those tickets without, there may be movies where you feel like you want to make a whole layout about it because you really liked it. But there are other times you go to see a movie and you're like, well, I have these ticket stubs and I'm a scrapbooker, so I can't throw them away. But what do I do with them? And Project Life gives you a place to put those sort of things, or the little quips that your kid says every day that maybe you don't want to do a whole layout about, but you want to remember. You can throw that in your Project Life album. And one of the things that I found is that more so than my layouts, everyone likes looking at my Project Life binder. That's the one they gravitate to. That's the one they want to look at. The scrapbooking is great and the memories are there, but it seems when my family wants to sit down and look and see what's going on in our lives, they pull out that Project Life binder. So that's the what. Why do I do it? Why is a very personal question that you have to answer for yourself. Why do I do it? Because I want to remember all those little things. I have a handful of nieces and nephews. Okay, it's toppling over two handfuls of nieces and nephews, and I want to remember that everyday activities and things that they do and that their parents, document either on Facebook or wherever. So that's my why. And how? Well, that's the focus of this first video. I want to show you how I do this, how I keep it organized, and how my tips for getting the most out of it in the easiest way and the fastest way possible. So, thank you for watching. Okay guys, so you've decided you're going to tackle this project and you're going to do Project Life. Let me share with you a couple of my tips on how to make the most of this project. As you can see on the screen, the most important thing is to take pictures. I know a lot of us, and we're scrapbookers, so we are kind of over this, but I am the weird woman in the supermarket who takes pictures of weird things that other people may not see as anything picture worthy, but I know that I find it funny or I think it's interesting or something like that. So keep a camera with you. The iPhone, your cell phone camera will work for Project Life. We're not blowing these pictures up to huge degrees so that, every megapixel matters. The most important thing to remember about Project Life is that you're doing this to preserve your memories. So whether you have a slightly blurred picture of your kid doing something crazy or no picture at all, what would be better? So the main thing is to just keep snapping pictures, and the more pictures you take, the easier Project Life is, because it helps you remember the things that happened on all of those days. So if the number one thing that I can get over I had to get over feeling weird about where I was taking pictures. I now take pictures of everything. My family is well aware that I take pictures of everything, and it's become kind of like a family joke, but I don't care. I want the memories captured, so I don't care that people are looking at me strange because I'm taking pictures of my lunch or whatever else I may be. I can be found sitting at a red light taking a picture. Now, don't take pictures while you're driving, but if I'm sitting at a red light and I see something funny or see something interesting, I definitely pull out my phone and take a picture of that. So take pictures. The other thing is to stay organized. It's very important to stay organized so you're not pulling your hair out trying to figure out what happened when and what you want to include in your book and things like that. And I'm going to talk about a couple of ways that I do that. Find a way to document your memory. So again, I'll let you in on a couple of tips for that as well. Let go of perfection. Like I said, to keep up to date, there's the next one. Stay up to date on it, because if you get behind, it's a bear to climb over the mountain and get it all done. So you want to stay up to date and let go of perfection. Realize that every picture isn't going to be perfect. Realize that some weeks you're going to have more time to embellish your layouts, and other weeks you're going to have to just slap the pictures and the text in the book and be done with it. So your scrapbook pages are a work of art, and your Project Life pages can be too if you have the time. But the most important thing about Project Life is capturing the memories. And let me show you a couple of ways that I do that. So what you're looking at here is an envelope that I keep with me at all times. I throw it in my purse, I take it wherever I'm going, and what I do is I keep it for every week, and I just throw whatever receipts or anything else paper-wise that comes up that I know I want to keep in my Project Life binder. It just goes right in that envelope, so when I sit down to do my layout for the week, I have everything that came up during the week in there. On the outside of that, and I just bought that envelope at an office supply store. A long time ago. So it's just an envelope. It slides closed so that nothing falls out, and everything just gets tucked in there, and I have it. On the outside, I have that pink envelope. That's a KI Memory pink envelope, and as you can see, I have memo paper that I just got from a cheap memo pad that I bought, I think, at the dollar store, and I just slide that in there, and I always keep a pen in that envelope as well. Now, one of the time-saving measures, if you wanted to, you could actually put your journaling cards that you're actually going to include in Project Life in that little envelope on the outside, and then just write your journaling directly on there, and then that will slide right into your page protector. For me, I don't know what my color scheme is going to be that week, and maybe if I made that decision ahead of time, I could just throw those journaling cards in there and be done with it. And hey, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll think about that. Hadn't thought about that before now, but I'm not much of a planner, so we've got to do what we got to do. So I just keep that little memo paper, and then anytime anything funny happens or something, I just jot it down on there and then tuck it in the envelope. And when I sit down to do my Project Life layout every week, I have it. So that's one of the ways that I keep all of this organized and keep track of the memories that I want to capture. The next thing I do is keep a daily blog. This picture is terrible, and I don't know how to make it better. This is the whole reason this post is going up late, because I can't get my screen captures to look right during these videos, but I'm going to work on that. But as you can see, it's my blog. It's a list of all my blog posts. And what I do is every night, I just jot a couple of words down to stick in my blog post, and then at the end of the week, I can go through my blog posts to see what memories I want to capture. Another way to do that is just to write your little notes down on those memo papers on the outside of your envelope and tuck that into your envelope, and you will have that. But anyway, you can keep a daily record of the things that happened and do it daily so you remember is a great way to make this process as easy as possible. Couple of other things to keep organized. I get emails and I save pictures off the internet and things like that I want to capture in my Project Life, like when the Sandy hurricane happened or something like that happened in the world. I saved pictures off the internet. So I do two things. I keep a folder in my email box, and I keep a folder on my computer where I can save this information. It's not paper yet, so it doesn't go in my envelope that I keep in my purse, but it's somewhere where I know when I sit down to do my layouts I want to take a look at. The other thing you want to do is make sure that you download your pictures from all your different sources in a timely manner so that you can get them printed. If you're sending them off for printing, you can definitely still do Project Life. Just keep placeholders in your binder in your page protectors and slide those photos in when they come in from developing. You can also print your photos at home, and then that way you put them in your page protectors right away. But if you're sending your pictures off and that's your routine, it's definitely doable. Just make sure you keep placeholders in your book to know where those pictures are going to go and keep up to date while you're waiting for your. Now you have all of your information saved and you know exactly where it is, and you're going to sit down to make your first project life layout. So what do? Here's what I do. I start out with a template from my 2-page spread, and I go through all of the pictures and all of the activities and everything that I have and all the paper that I've collected for the week, and I start to fill them in these blocks. And I'm going to link where I got this template. I cannot remember the name of the woman who made them. Marcy Penner, I think, is her name, and I'm going to link her below this video so you can grab these templates for yourselves. They're offered free on her blog, and then I start to plan my layouts using this template. So as you can see, here's one of my templates all filled out for a project life layout that I've completed. I always put my title card in the same place, and then I go through what happened on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, what happened during those days that I want to remember and want to capture, and then I start to put them in to the different blocks so that I know. Some people start with their photos and stick them in, and that's great. This way works for me. I write down exactly where I try to figure out where I'm going to put everything and what memories I want to capture for that week. And then when I sit down to print my photos and to start to journal and things, I have that all available and ready for me. When it comes time to printing your photos, I find that using photo templates really helps. In this particular, this is the LilyPad where I purchased my 4x6 and 3x4 templates, and they have a lot of them. There's another screen capture coming up where you'll be able to see it, and I will link the LilyPad below so you can take a look. These 4x6 ones are free right now, and then they have multitude available for you to purchase. And like I said, the 4x6 templates, a lot of them are free at the moment, so you want to go and get those. But printing them makes it so much easier to figure out that 2x3 format without having to waste a 4x6 sheet of paper. So, you've kept track of all of your memories throughout the week. You've taken a lot of pictures. You've sat down to plan your project life layouts, and you've printed all of your pictures. And now's the fun part. Let's put it all together and make the 2-page spread or the 1-page spread or whatever you feel captures your memory the best, and put it all together. And here is where I really limit the supplies that I'm going to use, both in where they're located in my scrap room and what supplies are available. I keep all my washi tape right next to me on my desk so that I can use that. It's one of the most used decorative element in my Project Life binder because it's so easy. I keep my labels for Project Life, my die cuts for Project Life, my journaling cards, all of that in one central location so that it's easy for me to pull that stuff out and get Project Life done. All the rest of the scrapbook room I can use to work on these huge, nice scrapbook layouts, but for Project Life, I want to get the memories in the book. I want to do it in a timely fashion. I don't want this hanging over my head. It's supposed to simplify the process. So in simplifying the process, I simplify the supplies that are available for me to use as well, so that I don't get caught up on one 4x6 space and then use up all the scrap time that I have or all the time that I have to get this layout done. The other thing that I want to recommend is, if this is something that you want to do, make time for it. So I set a time every Monday morning. I have a very flexible work schedule, so every Monday morning I try to get my Project Life layout for the previous week completed. My week runs from Sunday to Saturday, and that's just personal preference. You can set that up any way you want, but that's the way my week runs. And so even though Sunday starts the next week, Monday morning's the best time for me because we're always busy on Sunday. So you want to find the best time for you to make sure you get your layouts done, because this is not a project you want to fall behind. And that's not pressure. That's just, you want to keep it fun. And so keeping it fun means that we're not always feeling behind. So the next video that I'm going to show you will include my first spread for this year, and you'll see how all of these tips and things that I do translates into what what goes into my Project Life binder, and I hope that something in this video was helpful to you. And if you want to know anything more about my process, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to reply. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you next time.